Hello, welcome back to Sweet and Spicy. I'm Rachel, and today we're making beignets. So in a bowl, I'm going to pour 200 milliliters of whole milk, a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of flour, and 21 grams of yeast, so one small bag of yeast. And I'm going to mix it and let it rest for 15 minutes. So the sugar and the flour will help us get rid of the aftertaste of the yeast. So after 15 minutes, I'm going to add a third of a cup of sugar, a quarter of a cup of oil, 1 egg, and you can also add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I'm going to mix it very well. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to add the mixture slowly. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm not overworking the dough, but at the same time I have to make sure everything is mixed and it doesn't stick to the bowl. So it will take about 5 minutes. So you really want to watch it. You don't want to overwork the dough. So after, you can see that it doesn't stick to the bowl anymore. So it's ready to rest. So I'm gonna let it rest for 45 minutes. So after 45 minutes, I'll start cutting my dough in small pieces. And this is how I'll do it. So it's important to add flour, but just enough so the dough doesn't stick, but not too much because then it changes the consistency of the dough. So I'm cutting it in small squares, and then I'm cutting it into 3. I'll braid it and then I'll twist it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, as long as you can braid it, should be fine. And while you're twisting, just make sure it's tight enough so it doesn't open up when you're frying it. Just like that. Make sure it's closed. Yes. And tight. Yes, like this. So I'm going to repeat the same process. I was able to make 12 because I made them pretty big, but you can make them smaller and you have about 20 of them. So now I'm going to let it rest for another 30 minutes. So just to save time, so during the 30 minutes, this is when I start prepping everything, so I can start putting the oil in the pan, let it warm up. So I'm making sure it's not too hot. We want the oil to be hot, but not to the point where it will start burning without cooking inside. So I'll say medium to low heat at this point, and really watch the beignet. If you see that it start turning brown after 1 minute, that's too fast. You should take at least 3 minutes to cook through, and then you can flip it over. So this is the color that we're looking for. So the second side will take about 2 minutes. It shouldn't take too long. 2 to 3 minutes also. So now I'm going to add some sugar. So I have to do it when it's still hot, otherwise the sugar doesn't stick to the beignets. Yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty easy. It's very crunchy and moist in the middle. I really invite you to try the recipe. Let me know if you tried it and if you liked it, and don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to my channel. I post videos almost every day, so I'm also open to suggestions. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.